Alright, welcome to the fifth video on my chess YouTube channel. Let's see what opponent we have in store for us today and whether I will be black or white. I have the white pieces, okay. I play 1e4. And just as in my last game, my opponent plays e5, which I play the bishop's opening on. Okay, so now I'm playing a stronger player, 1705. He plays the normal move, knight c6, to which I typically reply, oh wait, no, knight c6, I play knight c3. If he plays knight f3, or f6, that's when I play d3, immediately protecting this pawn. And I'm going to do that right here. Now, if he plays knight a5, he wants to get himself the bishop pair. In knight a5, I think I usually play queen f3, but he plays d6. And why? Okay, so d6, so his bishop, his dark square bishop, isn't coming to c5 to hit f2. And in this case, I like to play f5, or f4, excuse me. Okay, so he captures. I'm going to capture with my bishop. So now I have three pieces developed, and that's kind of the idea. I'll probably castle kingside and get my rook onto f1 quickly. So let's see how my opponent responds. Bishop b7 would be probably pretty normal. Bishop b7, knight f3, bishop g4, castles, knight d5, 4 by black. Okay, he plays this bishop move right away. So he wants me to play knight f3 so he can play knight d4. Do I just want to play queen d2? If I play queen d2, what is he thinking about? Knight d4 is just always good. Maybe knight c to e2. Or just knight g to e2. I don't really see what's wrong with knight g to e2 now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to play knight g to e2. He's going to play knight d4. a6 or h3. I have to stop doing that. I have to remember my colors. h3. I don't know what it'll do after that. Yeah, we're going to play knight g to e2. Probably took too much time on that. h3. Okay, so knight takes. Knight takes. And I'm feeling very comfortable with the opening. He's probably going to need to change the pawn structure, or just play bishop e7 after his bishop moves. Play bishop e7 and castle. I have like ideas of maybe like a minority attack over here even. If I play queen d2, he plays bishop e7, queenside castle, kingside castle, g4, bishop g6, and rook h2. Or maybe not rook h f1, maybe rook d to f1. And then just trying to assault him on the king side. I think breaking this pin looks like something I want. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go for the queenside castle. I think he's going to play bishop e7. I'm going to play queenside castle, probably followed by b4. Maybe even an immediate g5. But then his knight can come into h5. So maybe e5. Okay, so he's saying, if you want to castle queenside, I'm going to start this pawn avalanche right away. This is called a pawn avalanche. If I castle kingside, I can still play e5. Let's go ahead. Okay, so he might be thinking he's got a dark squared bishop and a dark squared. His queen is on dark squares. He doesn't have an immediate attack on my dark squares. Let's do it though. Worst case scenario, my king has to go to h1. That's not looking too bad just yet. Alright, I'm using a lot of time. I want to start moving quicker. I have 10 minutes and 50 seconds left. He has 13 minutes. Usually when I'm playing higher rated players, they get the best of me on time. So I'm going to be conscious of that. And of course he's going for the kingside castle as well. I'm thinking about playing e5, opening it up right away, bringing my bishop in. I could play knight d4. Then he'll play bishop g6. I could also play rook e1. I feel like e5, I mean, I'm ahead in development, maybe slightly, but although pawn capture, bishop comes here. It just feels right. But it's only one tempo that I am ahead. Plus he also has this bishop that can capture this knight and prevent anything on any bishop or something attacking this diagonal. I don't want to play it safe though. I don't want to just be too scared. Let's play e5, see how it goes. So when you're ahead in development, as I am, I'm castled, and he's not. You want to play to open the position. And e5, a move like e5, forces him to do something about his pawn right here, essentially opening the position a little more. If he captures, my bishop is going to be on a better square than it was. It's hitting this knight. I'm going to go ahead and capture that. It's hitting this knight. The rook is now attacking f6 as well. If this knight moves, I have this bishop hitting f7 and my rook hitting f7. But now I'm seeing his bishop on h5. Okay. Alright. So he castled. I have ideas like, well, no, queen c3 doesn't work right now. Okay, I can play rook a to e1, which protects this knight. And I think that looks like the best move right now. I kind of feel like my knight should be back on c3, but I don't know why yet, so I'm going to play rook a to e1. And what that does is it puts my other rook on this open file. I have the F rook on a semi-open file, and I have the A rook on the open E file. I just have to be careful. Okay. Okay. Now what's wrong with me playing Queen F4 right now? Is there anything wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with me playing Queen F4. In fact, it looks like a great move. So his idea was probably to slip this bishop into h4, attacking my e1 rook. Not a bad idea. Only problem with knight e4 by black is that it's a one move threat. Now all of a sudden his knight is attacked by one of my pawns, and his knight isn't attacking anything else. So if he plays bishop h4 right away, for instance, I'm going to go ahead and capture his knight, and if bishop captures on e1, my other rook comes in and captures, and I'm totally set. Okay, so now he's probably thinking about something like bishop to g5, attacking my queen, is what I see. He's also threatening my c4 knight, or c4 bishop, which is technically my bad bishop. Oh man, I just think there's got to be something here. I have so much pointed at his king side. Knight g3. Bishop g6. Hmm. Oh, I'm taking too much time. Knight g3, bishop g6. Bishop takes g7. I could also threaten mate right now. I don't know what he does there. If I threaten mate. I like this. Knight g3. I want to try this. So now, if he plays bishop h4 now, what do I do? Oh, I capture, yeah. Just like I mentioned previously, captures, bishop captures e1, rook captures e1, and that's better for me. He wants to put his bishop on c5, or his queen on d4 to check me. Okay, so bishop g6, and I'm still looking. I like bishop takes g7, but I don't see anything for it. Let's put a knight here. Knight here, bishop takes, pawn takes, that's a problem. If I take, there's also bishop here. But that's, yeah, nothing's being attacked. Alright, this is getting a little tough. And I'm running low on time. Shoot. Okay, alright. Bishop b3 is playable because on a4, bishop takes a4. Okay, hopefully this works out. I don't see why it wouldn't, because my queen is right here. And the bishop can come back to b3, where it will be peacefully sitting for a little while. He must have missed that. I just have to be careful about this dark square diagonal. Other than that, the position's good. And I think I need to not be anxious for a kingside attack, because I just don't think that I have the conditions yet. Not yet. So I don't see what his next move might be. I have ideas of attacking f7, but I would definitely want to get rid of his light square bishop, and right now I don't know how to do that. I thought before that I might have had. Okay, so this move, I did see this move. And I didn't see anything wrong with this for me. I have queen b4 and I have queen g5. Or g4, excuse me. And I think queen b4 is my best option. Keeps pressure on this knight. I don't know where this knight would want to go. If bishop d2, queen can take, rook takes. But that's not too bad as my rooks are still looking pretty strong. I can even play, oh wait, no I can't. I was going to say h4, but he's got the queen dark squared bishop battery going, so I cannot play h4. Yeah, another thought that I probably should have had right here was queen d4. Queen d4 looks good. What I'm doing here also is, okay, so I'm a pawn up. There's a chance, I have a minute 37 left, I have to be quick. There's a chance I can double his pawns. If he doesn't move this knight, I can double his pawns. The only problem for him is moving the knight one. Let's go of this b7 pawn, which I wouldn't capture immediately anyway because he would just play rook b8. But what it also does is, what was I going to say? What else does it do? Moving this knight. Let's say he plays knight to c8. What does that do? Takes a defender off of f7. Puts his knight on the rim. Knights on the rim are dim. Yeah, actually, if he plays knight c8, bishop b3, and then this b7 pawn is actually a target. Okay, very interesting. I am just going to capture this knight and give him an ugly pawn structure, except, you know, he is going to have the bishop pair after that. So that's probably what he is banking on. So do I want to play bishop b3 first? Yeah, because he probably wants to move this knight no matter what. Okay, now I'm seeing this. Yeah, let's do it. All right, I have a minute and 6 left, so I have to play quick. I'm going to play knight e4. Oh wait, no, I have to play bishop b3 first. And I have a large kingside majority. I think he wants to get queens off the board because of my time. So I think he's going to capture with the queen. Okay, so very interesting. And I'm going to play bishop b3, or do I want to play knight e4 first? Let's play bishop b3, protecting a2. And I do have to move pretty fast. He might play d5. But then that rook runs into rook e5, so that doesn't look good for him. So I have to keep playing well if I want my opponent to get low on time like me. I don't see just yet how he can better his position. Okay. So do I capture with my rook? I think so. Breaking the pin. Good thing he doesn't have access to b6, pinning my rook to my king. So his queen is the only defender of this bishop, so he's got to be aware of that. Very interesting because that relieves some tension off of f7. Oh, this is actually a tactic. So I grabbed his rook, and the queen has to capture. The queen was the only defender of this bishop. So I'm going to go here, and that gets me a pretty good lead in material. He's going to check me, probably, and I'm going to play king h1, and it's looking good from here. Just keep my queen off of the light squares because of his bishop. And from here, even if I play king h1, my knight protects this rook. So there's not too much to worry about. I'm looking good. Just a tactic that he missed. So I'm thinking about queen f4. With my material advantage, I do want to get some more pieces off the board. After queen f4, he'll move his queen probably to c5, and then I get to play knight d4, or knight e4, excuse me. Okay, so I'll probably play knight e4 here anyway, and follow that up with queen f4. Like I said, I'm trying to get pieces off the board. If he does a silly move like... Oh, no, a rook capture actually would work because the queen is backing him up. I could also play rook e1 here. It's something to watch out for. Rook e1, bishop captures. Oh, wait, no. Rook e1, queen captures, rook check, queen captures, bishop captures. Okay, I don't have to look out for it, but a discovered check with bishop takes g2. Something to think about. He can't play d5 because bishop takes d5. So right now I am looking at queen f2 and queen f4 for me. Very interesting. Very interesting. Queen f4. Had to make sure there were no tactics involved with that. Now I'm threatening queen takes d6 check, which I think that's probably why he just played the move he just played. Because he wants to go queen d4 here. But even still, queen d4, I can play. Yeah, I can play queen takes d6, so we're looking pretty good. +4 in material. Looks like I'm going to be able to liquidate. Liquidate meaning trade off some pieces. I also have ideas of bishop takes f7 right away. Oh yeah, bishop takes f7 right away is pretty strong. Okay, yeah, that's probably why he resigned. Okay, so it was a good game. I played well. Pretty happy with how I played, especially since it was a higher rated opponent. Not that I haven't been rated as high as him, but it always feels nice when you beat someone who's a higher rating than you. Let's check this out on Lichess. I like to use lichess.org for my game analysis. I don't really like the way chess.com uses their game analysis. Also, you can annotate your games. You might be able to do that on chess.com too, but I haven't figured out how to do that. And as always, we're going to review this game without the computer. That's better practice. I can't emphasize that enough. I used to analyze with a computer and I just never got anything out of it. And one day I decided to start analyzing without the computer, and I improved so much. I just felt like I was understanding things. I was reinforcing concepts from the game. So definitely analyze without the computer. Okay, so we start out, I'm going to turn off the computer, as I mentioned, with a bishop's opening. And he plays knight c6 followed by knight f6. I get some development in. He sees that I'm thinking about castling queenside, but I decide that he can't get his bishop or his queen to this long diagonal where my king will be if I castle kingside, so I castle kingside. And essentially this kind of, it's not a waste of tempo, but it defeats his idea for a pawn avalanche. Okay, so when you're ahead in development, you want to try and open the position. That's what this e5 move did. Is it the best move? I have no idea, but it's playing according to principle. And look, my pieces get super active. I have this dark squared bishop aiming towards the king side, my light squared bishop aiming towards the king side. This rook is on an open file.
I have another open file for my other rook to come to. This whole game, I'm just playing according to principle. This is a one-move threat by him. And I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad move, but I have this queen f4 move. Maybe playing queen e3 was smart too, because now he plays knight d6. Oh no, if bishop takes, so I was thinking that. Oh, okay, let's look at it like this. If I play queen d3, oh no. This knight is blocking anything. I keep looking at this queen-rook battery, but it just doesn't exist. So queen f4, he plays here. I attack his bishop and open up a file for the rooks. Okay, I am proud of this move. In the game, I was wondering if it was a good move, and it took me much too long to make, but why not? It attacks his piece, and it opens up a file for my rook. So I should have played that quicker. Only thing I was worried about was bishop g5. And here, what can I do? Queen moves. If he captures with the knight, I can capture with the queen. I'm hitting f7. He plays bishop g6. And this is probably the best position for him that he wanted. I'd probably play this, knight e4. And then I would imagine, yeah, he'd probably trade. Now rook or bishop's the same color. Very interesting. My rooks are more active. Who knows if that's what the game would have done. So I'm glad I played this bishop b3. I saw a4, but it took me a while to see that I could just capture that pawn. The reason I captured was because he was planning c5. I was low on time. He probably should have played queen takes here. I think that's the correct decision for him. I still have a good position, but I was low on time and that position would take longer to win. And with my queen on the board, okay, so yeah, this was the mistake of the game. He blundered. Luckily, I saw the tactic, and this was pretty much the end of the game. Too much pressure on f7. Bishop takes f7 is coming next. He probably should have